AFTV DT, he's got a big smile on his face. Happy New Year, and it was a Happy New Year performance. That was a brilliant performance by Arsenal to a man out there.
Do you know what? I'm trying to work out who's worse, Manchester United or the United Stand FC. They are dreadful. Seriously, to a man, we stood up today.
Yeah.
You know, Rashford, Martial, they were in our defenders' pockets. You know, and it's just back to front, the organisation, the way that there seems to be something about us in terms of an identity. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what we've been saying, isn't it? One of the things under Emery is that we didn't know what the identity is, but we can see already in the 3 games that Mikel Arteta has been in charge, we can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, you can, and you take away the results in the first 2 games, and I know it's disappointment, and we never beat Bournemouth, and we let it slip against Chelsea. But any fan coming out, and if you watch the fan cams on the Chelsea one, we were positive. We were saying we could see something, but we now need to start turning it into victories. And this is the first step. I felt today we were more reserved. I felt the first half was more of a complete performance than the Chelsea one, because we burnt ourselves out and we left ourselves with no legs in the last 20. Whereas today we were kind of just reserved in how we were doing it. I felt the way that we pressed from the front with Aubameyang and Lacazette, it shows. They could barely walk off the pitch. And that's what we ask as fans. Show us something. Walk off, struggle to walk off that pitch. Look like it means something, and it does. And Mesut Ozil again. 3 games since Arteta's took over, and he's standing up.
Did a full 90 minutes today as well.
Done a full 90, and he worked his bollocks off. Granit Xhaka as well. Seriously. Lucas Torreira, Luis, and Socrates.
And of course, Pepe. Pepe.
Hey, you know what I'm going to say? Presence blood. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And we was having a little banter with the United Stand guys before the game, and we said to him, "You're going to see Pepe today." You know what I mean? He looked bright when he came on against Bournemouth, and today, took his goal well, hit the post, and it was his delivery as well from the set piece that led to the goal.
Exactly.
This is why we've been crying out for this guy to start.
Look, the guy's going to get better and better. He's got to adjust. He's learning a new league, language, style of play. He's actually played under 3 managers. That's not going to help him. Now it's time for him to settle down, knuckle down, and start moving forward. We see all the comparisons. Where was James today? Was he back at Swansea? Do you know what I mean? Don't talk about our players. Do you know what I mean? When you've got your bang average fucking footballers there, and you lot have spent over 500 million to be shit. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, at the end of the day, we're unbeaten this year. So, ain't it? But look,
it's a great start.
It's a brilliant start. And like I said, we've got that 3 points now, and we need to build. I think it's nice that we've got a bit of a break, because we've got the FA Cup now. So it gives a chance to maybe play some of the youngsters, give them a little run out. Take it seriously, because I would like to go far in the FA Cup. It's been good to us, but it's nice. Mentally as well, it's a nice little break. But then we have to carry this on. As soon as it's done, we've got Crystal Palace away. That ain't going to be easy, is it?
No.
So we have to do that. But positive starts. I'm seeing an identity, and I'm seeing a structure, and I'm starting to see the old Arsenal back. But take it one step at a time.
AFTV 1-1. And it was looking good, innit? The first half went 1-0 up, and we were looking quite comfortable.
Yeah.
And even when they scored, they hadn't. Was Leno really scrambling around all game? He wasn't, was he? But
No,
they got that goal, deflected goal. It's like everything just started to go against us. Torreira went off, deflected goal. Aubameyang gets sent off. It just all went. It was,
I'm just a little disappointed that we couldn't finish off the game in the first 20 minutes, because we should have done, because we were that good. And I think I've even spoke to some Palace fans before coming on here, and they said that they were fearing the worst in that opening 20. I felt we let off the gas a bit, and that's because of our fitness levels. It's pretty well known that we can't sustain that kind of intense level for 90 minutes, so eased off a bit to go in the second. And then the second, the yellow red card for Aubameyang just kind of...
Was it a red?
In this day and age, I've got to say it is. He never.
In any day and age. Well, it was a horrific.
He never intentionally went to hurt the player.
It was an accident. Yeah.
It was late. Yeah. But with VAR and everything else involved now, it's a red card.
How ironic that they in the Homesdale end, the ultras took out this banner saying they want VAR out of football, and it's a VAR decision that nearly won them the game.
Yeah, and then they were also calling for VAR with a late penalty decision with Zaha.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We've got to look at the final 20 as well, down to 10 men, and say, you know what, we'll take the point. And we had the best chance to win it as well.
Yeah.
A bit of luck along the way. Someone said to me that Lacazette's missing the next game as well because of 5 yellow cards. I don't know if that's true yet, but that's what someone has said. So, I thought Martinelli, when he come on, looked really good as usual. I thought Kolasinac done well. Maitland-Niles dealt with Zaha. Defence didn't really have a lot to do all game. It was quite comfortable. It's kind of one of those where ifs, buts and maybes. You kind of wish we'd done a little bit differently in the first 20, but also walk away from here saying, you know, what's the point? And it's what we always said, there's going to be bumps in the road. This is kind of one of those bumps. It's not bad, it's not great. But
does Arteta have to go into the transfer market? I mean,
I think we do. We need to sort out that defence. Despite how well they have been playing under him, we still need strength in numbers and we still need someone else in there, more bodies. The right-back position's a bit of a worry because what's happening with Hector? What happens if Ainsley gets injured? We do need to... But I don't think we're going to go all out. And it's not going to be a big signing. I don't think anyway, but... I don't know how to feel about it. Is it point gained or 2 dropped?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. It's kind of,
1.5 points.
It is kind of 2 half sort of thing. The first 20, like I said, we should have seen the game, finished it off. But it's one of those, man. Well, I'll take the point and we move on to the next one.
And are you still nervous
about what?
The game tomorrow.
No, I'm not nervous about that, man. I'm nervous at all, man. I was more worried about
AFTV against DTFC. You worried about it?
No, I'm not worried at all, man. I'm not worried. Listen, I've kept quiet all week, and there's a reason for it. So, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow, man.
We'll look forward to it. Good luck with it, mate.
I know you went to come here and gloat about your 5-1 win against AFTV, but after performance drawing at home to Sheffield United, what positives you got from that?
Not a lot of positives today. Some of the other, results that we've had recently, the Norwich one, the Bournemouth, and you can kind of look at some of those and go, yeah, there was a few little positives to take. Even Crystal Palace, there was a few positives, but today I can't take any positives from that because I felt we was not good. It was very, very one-dimensional. I felt that the way we played was very flat and it was very slow. We got the goal before half-time, perfect time to score, and you thought, okay, maybe second half they'll come out and they'll start, playing the way they have done under Mikel Arteta. But it never worked out that way. It was just the same. And there was a little 10-minute spell just before the substitution of Laka where we started to push them back and it looked like we may get it to, a second goal. But I felt the substitution had the reversed effect, and it kind of put us back into our shell instead of, us going on and getting a second goal and whatnot. So I think we've got a lot to learn by today, but it's 2 points dropped as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I guess we could say one positive is seeing Gabriel Martinelli get on the score sheet because I was wondering whether we would ever see any goals coming because Aubameyang, our top scorer, is out, of course, and then Lacazette's not got his scoring boots on for the last few games.
Well, something's not right with Laka, and I don't know exactly what's wrong with him. But I'm looking at what's going on with him, and you're looking at how he's misfiring and everything else, and you're starting to question, is there something going on behind the scenes? And that there's been talk this week about his personal life and stuff, and you don't like to see that, but maybe that might be having an effect why he's not scoring. I don't know, just his overall work rate and the way he plays, you can't question it. It's just the finishing side of things. And right now, we need him to start putting the ball in the net.
We need goals from somewhere. Chelsea away in a couple of days.
That's
How
what
are you feeling about that one?
Not confident at all. And why should we? Do you know what? We could have Guardiola as manager and I wouldn't be confident because our away record has been so bad away from home for years. And it's going to take a long time for us to change that mindset. Absolutely. But going into this game, I was thinking win today, minimum get a draw at Chelsea, 4 points out of 6, I'll be happy.
Well,
but now we've got one, nothing but
it's going to be
win will
even
do at
tougher, because if
Stamford
you remember when we was here, Chelsea was here a few weeks back, it was 1-0 up for the majority of the game, and then the same thing happened, except they got the win.
Yeah, and similar today, we fell asleep. Chelsea have got a little bit more quality than Sheffield United, with all due respect, which is why they were able to get the win out of it. But in that last 5 minutes, Sheffield United would look like the side that were going to win it. Another 10 minutes in that game, they probably would have won it.
Yeah, probably.
Some results recently, we can say it's a point gained and we take positives. But today, I've got to say it's 2 points dropped. I can't really say no more than that.
All right, cheers. Oh, before I finish, hold on. Everyone's asking me who Robbie is. I know you're asking as well.
Yeah, I was going to say your hair looks like changed today. He's got you come in disguise because of what happened.
Yeah. Not Robbie's daughter, by the way. Let's get that out there. But he's got a big business coming up. He's doing a big documentary, so keep your eyes peeled for that, because he doesn't miss a game.
Okay.
But he'll be back. Yeah.
There we go.
AFTV, wow. How's your heart after that one? I mean, it's a great game, wasn't it? Even if a neutral watching it, at 2-1, was you thinking, oh my God, after all that work we put in, we're going to leave here with nothing?
Yeah, I was thinking that, but at the same time, I was also still thinking how proud I was of the second half performance. Fair play to Mustafi for turning it around after he made that horrendous mistake. The way that Hector played, first time back in a long time.
He didn't look like he'd been out, did he?
Yeah, it was. In the last 10, I thought he was starting to look like he was tiring, and maybe we could have made a change, but he ended up, the right choice. I think that the second half substitution by Mikel Arteta was key when he took Mesut Ozil off and brought Guendouzi on. I think at that point he said, "This is not Ozil's game. We need legs in there, and we can counter them because we've still got the threat." I thought Lacazette, the only thing missing was a goal, but his work rate was phenomenal. And listen, even Pepe, causing problems. Every man, really, really proud of that second half.
There's a kid out there, 18, Gabriel Martinelli. We saw him in the summer when in the pre-season, and we were raving about him then. And he's followed it through, and Aubameyang's out. 3-game ban, and this guy's just slotted in, and he's been awesome.
Yeah, what is it? 10 goals, 11 starts. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself and start saying he's the next greatest player in the world. But
he's doing it on big stages now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is doing it, and he's proving himself. Young lads, new country, new league, and it's like he's playing on the streets of Brazil. Like, it's just having fun, and it's just so. Like, the way that the fans respond to him, you can't help but love him.
They love him already. He's a fan favourite, isn't he?
Mate, I just hope that he can understand his song, and understand that we are singing about him, and it is nice, and it's, I think he'll grasp that eventually. But just the way that we performed in that second half, we didn't deserve to go away from here with nothing. We didn't, because we were the better side, even with 10 men. I felt that we weathered the storm in the first 20, and then we started to, impose ourselves a little bit, and then a silly error, and this is the difference, and this is the problems, why. Even
the second goal, it looked like we kind of switched off of that a bit.
Yeah, maybe there was a bit of fatigue in there, maybe there was that little bit of lapse of concentration. We just made a substitution a minute or so before it as well, with Rob Holding coming on, so maybe that had something, but it was like, when that goal went in, all of a sudden, it was like we clicked it up a gear. And we looked like the side with 11, and Chelsea looked like the side with 10. And then when we equalised, it kind of role reversed again. We looked like the side that did have the 10, and we were like, right, just get out of here with 2-2 now. But that kind of performance could do so much for the rest of this season.
And it can do so much for Mikel Arteta. I mean, big morale booster for him. It is. All right, it's not a win, but 10 men, lots of character, lots of fight. There's something there to build on, isn't there?
There's a lot to build on. There's been a lot to build on since he's came in. The Sheffield United performance is the one standout performance where you can go, wasn't great. But every other performance, even the one when we lost to Chelsea at the Emirates, you can pick parts of that where you go, really good. Man United, really good. So many performances. And like I said, that could be one where you go at the end of the season, that was the turning point. And yeah, it ain't 3 points, and I know it's another draw, but given the circumstances, that's a big point, and that's a big morale booster for everybody. And we've got, a few days now to just relax, go into a different competition, which kind of relaxes the mind a little bit as well, with going into the FA Cup and out of the Premier League. And then, we've got Burnley, and that's going to be another big test going up to there, because you know what style they play. And then we go into, 2-week break? Yeah, so... Yeah, man, I'm buzzing. I'm happy, man. And the fact that Chelsea fans are all moaning kind of says everything, doesn't it? So, yeah, we move on, man.
AFTV, DT, I thought we were cruising that half-time. I'm thinking 4-0, 5-0, and then they get one back at the death. A little bit hairy for a while, but it was a good performance by Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I wasn't worried until that 8 minutes of injury time. And then you kind of backs to the wall for the last couple. But overall, it was a very, very comfortable evening. And, the first half performance, some of the passing, the moving, the goals, we haven't seen that for a very long time. And it's nice to see. And it's nice to see some of the Hairlen youngsters produce the goods.
Saka, who I heard them name man of the match. I mean, he was brilliant.
Yeah, well, he may well be one of the reasons why we're not actually after a left-back at the moment, because he's doing the job. But the rest of I thought Joe Willock in the first half played really well. I thought Mustafi, before he got injured, played really well. There was some of his diagonal passing was really good. So it's a bit of a shame that that's happened, and we're short on centre backs right now.
I felt really gutted for him, because you know what, right? Crowd singing his name, getting behind him, which, let's be right, that hasn't always been the case. But genuinely getting behind him, and then he goes and gets that injury. I mean, gutted for him.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things. It just seems to be, when it rains, it pours, isn't it? And everyone at centre-back seems to be getting injured at the moment. There was talk, whilst the game was on, that deal for the guy out in Brazil is back on. So, we need numbers at the moment, especially in the centre-back position, because we are threadbare. Dependent on how bad Mustafi's injury is, we've got 3 centre-backs. And we need to reinforce that. And we needed to before all the injuries and everything anyway. But, yeah, let's look at all the positives today. I thought, Granit Xhaka as well, special mention for him. I thought he done well. Guendouzi, I thought, was really good in the middle.
Very good, yeah.
So, yeah, all in all, everyone played really well. And it's, you're starting to see what Arteta's implementing in training and what he wants the players to do. And, everyone outside of Arsenal are mocking us and saying you've only got 1 win and you're picking up draws. You understand football and you watch what's going on and you're an Arsenal fan, you can see the difference. If you was watching the crap that we were watching compared to what we're seeing at the moment, that's why there's positive, sides to the way that we're thinking. That's why we weren't, I'd say, happy with the draw at Chelsea, but we come away with positives. The only result under Arteta where I could probably go wasn't that great was probably the Sheffield United one where we kind of underperformed. But apart from that, all in all, we've been playing really, really well, and it's starting to show.
And Portsmouth in the next round away.
Yeah.
That'd be tasty. I mean, we ain't been there for many a year. There'd be a great atmosphere there.
Yeah, it will be. We've had some good times down there, and the atmosphere is always really good. I was watching the draw, and we was last out of the hat, and Spurs were still in there as well.
Yeah.
I know they have to get past Southampton yet, but I was thinking, here we go. But, it's a nice away day, nice place to go. Hopefully, they don't put us on a Monday night, man.
I know.
Because we played the 3rd round, the 4th round, both on a Monday. So at least give us a weekend, and not a 12:30. It's a what?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, mate, geez, there we go again. So it's going to be another.
I think everybody's Tuesday or Wednesday in that.
Oh, so well, that's just throwing that out the window, isn't it? But we get past that. What is it? The quarterfinals then. Yeah. And then you can start to see Wembley, because you are 1 game away from Wembley with the semi-finals being there. So it's all to play for. So far, so good. We need to regroup. Some players got, rest. Aubameyang comes back now as well. So Arteta's got a few selection headaches. And let's go to Burnley on Sunday. And let's now go and get the all-important 3 points, because we've got to start picking up 3 points in the Premier League. That's the most important thing. And, yeah, we'll see where we are come whatever time we finish on Sunday. So.